Gervonta Davis is stepping back into the ring for the first time in 10 months to defend his WBA lightweight title. After a blazing start in 2023 where he took down Hector Garcia and Ryan Garcia in just 3.5 months, he's hit a bit of a rough patch. But he's finally found a dance partner, and everyone's been buzzing to know about who he'll face next. Conor Benn tried to make a bid, but it looks like the chosen one is Frank Martin. They don't call him the Ghost for nothing. Martin had a killer 2022 with 3 straight wins. But things got hard in his sole 2023 bout against our team Harutun Yan. But now against Davis, things might get harder. ESPN's got Davis at number 2 in the lightweight division, and rocking the 8th spot pound for pound is pretty impressive. Initially, Davis held the WBA secondary lightweight title, but he got bumped up when Devin Haney left the scene. Now, after his killer victory over Garcia, a fight that raked in over 1 million pay-per-view buys and more than $22 million in gate receipts, Davis hit a bit of a roadblock. Legal issues forced him out for minutes. It turns out he pleaded guilty and made a 4 counts linked to a crash back in November 2020 that had injured 4 people. A 90-day home detention sentence at his trainer Calvin Ford's place was the result. But on June 1st, a judge dropped a hammer on Gervonta Davis, saying he broke the rules of his house arrest, switching from a fancy hotel to a home without the green light. So after spending 44 days in the Baltimore jail in July, on top of that, he's got 3 years probation on his plate and 200 hours of community service. But Davis is ready to put all that legal drama in the hat and jump back in the ring for a mega fight against Martin. Frank Martin is sitting pretty with an undefeated record of 18-0 and 12 knockouts. He's 29, trains in Dallas with Derek James, a former trainer of the year, and packs a punch as an athletic southpaw, just like our man Davis. But Martin still got to prove himself at that top tier. His last gig in July was a tight one, scoring a unanimous decision win over our team Harutun Yan, and he threw in a 12th round knockout for good measure. Victories over Michel Rivera and Jackson Marinez round out his resume. Martin caught flack for skipping out on a big fight with Shakur Stevenson last year, but it seems destiny had its own plans, and now he's jumping into the ring for a much bigger fight. Last year, fans were all over Martin for passing on that shot at the WBC World title and a fat 7-figure payday against Stevenson. Back then, it seemed like PBC didn't have a clear path for him, but now he's facing Davis, and it totally makes sense. This is Martin's moment to shut down any doubters. For Davis, it's not a cakewalk. His WBA lightweight title is on the line, and taking on Martin is shaping up to be one of his toughest challenges yet. Despite past criticism for not going head-to-head with the best in the division, Martin, sitting at 6th by the ring and 2nd by the WBC, brings some serious heat at 29 and in his prime. So, let's break down what you might see. When it comes to knocking people out, Davis is a master. That insane knockout against Leo Santa Cruz in round 6 is just one show of his incredible power. He moved up a weight class and still managed to take down the much bigger Mario Barrios in TKO 11 at 140 pounds after an incredible display. Recently, he's been on a tear, stopping Hector Luis Garcia in TKO 9 and then putting on a clinic against Ryan Garcia with a knockout in round 7. That fight pulled a massive 1.2 million pay-per-view buys and crowned Davis as a bona fide superstar in the making. Frank Martin is no slouch either. His game took a serious turn when he teamed up with then unified welterweight titleist Errol Spence Jr. and his trainer Derek James. Under their guidance, Martin's been on a roll, snatching the unbeaten record of Jerry Perez with a knockout in the 7th round. One of Martin's standout performances was when he dominated Michel Rivera in a unanimous decision over 12 rounds, showcasing his skills against another unbeaten prospect. It wasn't always smooth sailing for him. Last July, Martin faced a bit of a struggle, coming on strong in the later rounds to secure a victory by a unanimous decision. But the 29-year-old southpaw does bring some serious firepower to the ring. Against Gervonta Davis, who's a wrecking ball, Martin might just have a harder time. Davis isn't nicknamed the Tank for the show. Dude's got dynamite in his fists. That uppercut against Leo Santa Cruz crushed him like a soda can. That kind of power keeps any fighter honest. One wrong move, and it's nap time. Plus, Davis is deceptively quick. He might stalk his prey, but when he explodes, it's lightning fast. One seemingly harmless jab, then wham, right across, good night. But then Frank Martin is the Houdini of hustle. Martin's got some serious footwork. He's like a phantom in the ring, slipping punches with ease. He made Jesse Magdalena look silly, swinging at air all night. That movement is frustrating for any fighter, And don't be fooled by the finesse. Martin can crack too. One surprise right hand and you're seeing stars. Plus, Martin's a master counterpuncher. He waits for his opponent's mistake, then bam! Perfectly timed shot to put them in their heels. Raimundo Beltran's fight was just another textbook counterpunch right there. Also, despite the nickname Tank, Davis isn't a mindless brawler. He possesses a surprising level of patience, using a sharp jab to gauge distance and set traps. Davis doesn't rush in recklessly. He stalked his opponent with a predator's focus, waiting for the perfect opening before unleashing a brutal left hook that sent his opponents crashing onto the canvas. But that's not the sole move for Davis. Martin also has some maestro stinging jabs. Don't let the ghost moniker fool you. Martin's jab isn't a ghostly vision. It's a weapon of surgical precision. He uses a fast piston-like jab to score points, disrupt his opponent's rhythm, and create openings for follow-up combinations. Martin can also pack a punch with some hidden power. He might be known for his technical brilliance, but underestimate his punching power at your own peril. You could expect a technical dance, but Martin might surprise you with a powerful right hand that can drop any seasoned fighter. This hidden power adds a completely new dimension of unpredictability to this fight, and makes Martin a threat even when on the back foot. But again, it's Davis we're talking about. Sure, he possesses knockout power that can turn out the lights with a single punch. But beneath that granite exterior lies a cunning mind. He's a predator in the ring, stalking his prey with calculated aggression. His southpaw stance throws off orthodox fighters, and his footwork is surprisingly nimble for a man with such raw power. Don't blink though, because Davis can explode in an instant, unleashing a fury of punches that fold opponents like cheap lawn chairs. So this is what to expect. The first few rounds are going to be a chess match. Davis stalking, Martin dancing. Davis might land a couple shots, but nothing major. Then maybe around round 9, things heat up. Davis would land a boom left hook, stuns Martin for a sec. The crowd goes wild, but Martin, who's tough, recovers quickly. Davis goes in for the kill and throws everything he's got, but Martin, a crafty veteran, ties him up and smothers the attack. The last few rounds would be a war. Davis could throw haymakers, and Martin could make counters with jabs. It's going to be close, that's for sure. For Martin though, his footwork and consistent jabbing throughout the fight might just make a difference. Does Martin have the fire to keep up with the lightning speed and earth-shaking power Davis has in his arsenal? The answer seems to be right around the corner, slated for June 15. Buckle up and tune in on Fight Night. But before you go, smash that button harder than a Davis right hook. Let me know in the comments who you think will win, Team Tank or Team Ghost. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a knockout analysis, a footwork breakdown, or any other boxing hot takes. Until next time, keep your guard up and your punches sharp.